Welcome to the channel, guys, and on today's video what we're going to do is talk about a couple of myths that I've encountered pretty frequently in my detailing business, and I just want to go through them, maybe not debunk them, but just go through them in a little more detail to try to explain it to everyone. So we'll go through 3 of them. I have a total of 7 listed on a blog post on my website. So feel free to check that out as well after this video. But we'll just choose 3. We'll go through them. We'll be doing it in more of a wash and talk format. I have a client's vehicle that I have to do. It's a little too cold out here to do it outside. So the client let us detail the vehicle inside of her garage. So we'll be doing that. We'll be doing a rinseless wash. And we'll talk about 3 of the detailing myths that I've encountered pretty frequently and kind of go through them in a little more depth. So join me on this detail while we go through some of the myths in the detailing world. All right, guys, welcome inside where it's a little warmer. So our first myth we're going to cover is dish soap a good soap to use on your vehicle? For many of you, maybe in the older population, at least I knew from growing up, this was what you used to clean your car. It's kind of what you had around the house, especially if you were cleaning your car on a budget. This was the way to go. But nowadays, the system of cleaning your car, the products we use have been upgraded so many ways. There are so many different types of soaps that you can use on your vehicles. There's low pH, there's high pH, there's pH balanced, there's neutral pH, and those are soaps that are used for different purposes. This soap I would not recommend to use for an everyday person that's going to wash their vehicle once a week, once a month, once every 3 months, because it is so strong that it can break down any of the protection or anything that you have on your vehicle. So it's best to just avoid this altogether. There are so many different options out there to purchase a different kind of soap for your vehicle. As a professional, I use it in moderation. The only time I use it is to prepare a car for a ceramic coating. So I use it in small amounts and I only use it once. It's not something that I use frequently on a vehicle. So I use it once just to prepare because it does a really great job of removing any oils, film, protection, or anything on there. It doesn't do it by itself. There are other steps involved, but it does help the process of removing any protection on there. So that is the only time that I ever use it. I have a video that I just posted a week ago that shows you some alternatives that you can find in your local auto parts store that would be great and safe for your vehicle to use. But all in all, I would definitely not recommend using dish soap. We've come very far in terms of research, R&D for soaps. There are many, many out there, and they are within reach. So I would not reach for this, and I would go to your store, your local auto parts store, and find a soap that is either pH balanced or neutral that would do very well for your vehicle. The next myth we're going to look into is it safe to just wax my vehicle once a year? And I think this myth is, again, something from back in the day where you waxed your vehicle once a year, and that was good enough. But nowadays, that is not good enough. Paint, clear coat, they're not built the same way. Cars back then were single stage. I think they were a little more durable in terms of paint that can withstand certain things. Now things are a little different. So waxing your car once a year is definitely not a good process or a good path to follow, because wax doesn't always give you the protection that you're looking for. As I mentioned with the previous myth, detailing products have come very far. And nowadays, wax really isn't what wax used to be. There's ceramic spray sealants, there's spray waxes, there's even a product that I'm recently using that is a touchless wax that you foam onto the vehicles. It's something that I use a lot on RVs. And it gives you about 6 months of protection, 6 to 9 months of protection. Usually what I recommend, especially being out here in harsher temperatures, is that it probably will give you anywhere between 3 to 6 months, which is good enough for most people because most people keep their RVs in storage. So having the protection on there during their busy season of traveling, that works for them. But I would not recommend using a wax, especially in our environment here of the desert. It doesn't really give you much in terms of protection, and there are way better products out there to use that will give you better results, better benefits, better protection, and just an overall better user experience, because using a traditional wax is a lot of work. To do all of that work just to get 1 to 3 months of protection, it's not really efficient. So I wouldn't recommend using a wax, and I definitely wouldn't recommend using a wax once a year. I would say use a spray sealant or even a full-on ceramic coating. Get that, either install it yourself or have a professional install it. But I think that would give you the protection you're looking for, the benefits, the gloss, the slickness, the hydrophobics, and everything that you need to keep your vehicle protected, especially out here in the desert where temperatures are harsh, the sun is intense, and you need a little more in terms of protection. So waxing your car good, I would say if the other option is nothing, then yes, waxing your car is a great option. But there are so many other out there that you don't really need to wax your vehicle once a year. You can do it once every 3 years if you have a good ceramic coating on there. All you're doing is maintaining it throughout the life of that coating. So again, if the option is nothing or wax, then definitely wax. But do a little research. There's a lot of stuff out there that's way more beneficial for your car, way more user friendly, and gives you way more protection and longevity out of it than just a wax. All right, and the last myth we're going to cover is I can take my car to the automatic car wash and that's the same as just a regular hand wash. And I know this is a little touchy between detailers, people who do it professionally and people who are not professionals. They just want a clean car. I get that automatic car washes are super convenient. You don't have to do much. You just drive right through. You can text. You can still carry on with your day and not be bothered by having to wash your own car. But automatic car washes are not the same as a good old hand washing of your vehicle like you could do at home or that a professional would do. The reason why, 2 reasons. So there's 2 different automatic car washes. There's the touchless version and there's the traditional car wash that you drive your car through and you've got the brushes and the thing slapping your car and all kinds of stuff. Other than the fact that it's obvious that going through a car wash that has the brushes and the things slapping your car and all that does damage to the paint and your vehicle. Outside of that, it uses very harsh chemicals because the idea is they want to give you that clean car, and they have to do it in a short period of time. So they have to use really strong chemicals to get that job done. And that, similar to how we talked about the Dawn dish soap, is a very strong chemical, strong soap. The chemicals and soaps that they use are very strong because of the same reason. They want to cut through that film, they want to cut through the dirt, they want to get rid of the bug guts, they want to get rid of all the things that are on your vehicle, the traffic film and everything, in a expedited manner. And so in order to do that, they have to use really strong chemicals that are very bad for your paint, very bad for your clear coat. And now, if you do that frequently, it will eventually ruin your paint because of the strong chemicals that they're using and the damage that it's causing. So yes, temporarily, it's giving you a clean car, and you're driving off and you look at your car and you're thinking, it looks great. But what just happened, if it keeps happening, eventually it will break down any protection that you have on your paint, the clear coat, the paint itself. It will do a lot of damage. And this is not a professional telling you you have to hire a detailer. This is just me telling you from experience and from research. You don't have to hire a professional detailer. You can clean your own car. But maybe don't go to the automatic car washes so frequently because of how much damage it does. Like I said, it's great in a pinch. It's great when you really need to clean your car or get some stuff off your car, and you want to do that before you actually wash your car because it's got some funk on it or mud or whatever it is, and you want to get rid of all that stuff in a fast way, then maybe that works for you. But to do that every week, every other week, eventually, again, and I hate to say this again, but we live in an environment that's very harsh, being here in the desert. So subjecting our car to even more harsh environments by taking it to the car wash, it does real damage to your vehicle. It can degrade your clear coat, and your paint will start fading, your blacks will turn gray, your reds will turn pink, and it's just overall not a good option. You should definitely think about getting your car detailed or just cleaning your car yourself. Better options out there than using an automatic car wash. So thank you for joining the video. I hope that this gave you some information that was helpful, or maybe just reiterated some information that you already knew. But I think the one takeaway that we can get from this video is that you should definitely avoid using dish soaps on your car. Don't take your car to the automatic car wash. And if you do, try to do it less frequently. And definitely wax your car more than once a year. If anything, look into a spray sealant or a spray wax or a ceramic coating. They're much more user-friendly and they'll give you more benefits for a little longer time. So I hope that all of this information was good information for you. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. I have some great videos coming up soon, and I would love to show them to you. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Can we make it? Let's see. That was a fail. Okay. Guess I don't got it. Just stick to detailing.